What is up, guys? Lord Nick here, bringing you another One Piece related video. I was going to do a tier list of how I thought decks are going to shape up. I'm going to leave that to people that actually study the meta more than I do. I have my opinions. I think that red's going to fall out. I think yellow is going to be overplayed. I think blue is going to be stronger than yellow, but people aren't going to play it because of the fact that yellow is very strong, but people want to ignore the fact that blue is just a really good matchup into yellow if played correctly. There's a lot of arguments and a lot of things to be made. That being said, I want to make videos about stuff I enjoy. So what do I enjoy? Well, currently I've been enjoying the crap out of Blurple Crocodile. I've played a decent amount of it on the sim here this last week. I've been messing around with lists of cards that I don't own. The list behind here that I will be showing off today is the list I ran at my locals just yesterday. And it was against people that were prepping for Dallas, so they're all playing pretty sweat stuff. And I still did relatively well. Now, note, I had lost 2 of my 3 matches, and the reason I lost them was predominantly error on my part. I mulliganed what would have been a really solid hand into a Zoro. Let me take that back. I mulliganed a hand that would have been really good into my current matchup of Zoro round 1. Had I predicted that Zoro was going to open up with 3 buggies. I didn't predict that. I mulliganed it, and then I didn't see a single one of my twisters, which would have just cemented the win for me in that game. It came very, very close. If I had drawn a twister at any point, I would, like I said, a twister at any point would have won me the game, but I saw 0 of 4. And I also saw 0 of 4 ulties, or I saw, I didn't get 3 of my ulties. So it was just some bad draw. Not much more I could have done. My opponent even said he was very afraid that I was about to make a comeback and win because we were getting to late game and I was able to croc heal twice in a row. But I ran out of cards and I didn't hit the cards I needed to see. So it was just kind of just unfortunate to a small degree. My second round was against probably one of the better players here in Austin. And he was playing mono Blue Croc. And yet again, a very, very close game. Down to, I got him down to 1 life. He got me down to 1 at one point. I healed up to 2, but then I misplayed the next turn. Or I didn't really misplay, but I had to take a gamble based off of what was in my hand. And unfortunately, the gamble didn't pay off. It just kind of, it came down to the fact that I only had 3k power, 3k block in hand. I could activate Croc with using one of my Gatlings to try to get a draw and hopefully hit a 2k. If I hit a 2k, or if I hit a Twister or anything, I was okay. Didn't hit it, hit a 1k. Just at that point, it's like, oh well. It was just, it came down to the wire. If I had been able to save from that attack there, his plan had to change completely, and I potentially could have swung for lethal the next turn. We talked it over. There was a decent chance that I could still do it. He would have to, he'd have to try to clear my board, and that would have cost his entire hand, and he would have had to hope at that point that I don't have anything to potentially come back. Which we looked at my next draw, and there was a chance of it. So, and then my last round, I beat a yellow-blue queen. Anyhow, enough about how I've done with this deck. I very much enjoy this deck, but let's kind of get into the tech of why the deck is teched this way. I was teching this deck this way only because of these are the cards I have, plus this is really kind of close to where I want this deck to be. There might be some tweaks here now that red is gone, but let's start off with the 3 Miss All Sundays. This blocker is just insanely good because we can use her on KO effect. It means that we get back any of our events. And guess what? What's better than 2 red rocks? 5 red rocks. And only having to run 2 is pretty good. It means I'm not going to oversee the card, though I constantly draw both of them pretty early on. Kind of annoying. It also means I can get 3,000 worlds back, or in this case, I can get back a Gung Gung Rain or a Gum Gum Gatling, which both of those are insane, or getting back a Twister against certain matchups. All of those cards are really good to get back. All of my events are really strong. This card just gives me 3 more of them. I would run 4. I don't have a 4th, so we're only running 3. Then 3 of Bon Clay. This is just a searchable 2k. That's all it is. There's nothing else. Forget the fact that he says he can search things. It's a worthless search ability because there's not a Baroque's type event that we really want to see in this deck. Arguably, you could go Desert Spada or Colors Trap. Colors Trap feels bad because it's much better in yellow-purple. And Desert Spot is okay, but I'd still prefer the package that I currently have, based off of the fact that we want to play a kind of greedy character lineup. Next up, we have Zeph as a 4-of. Zeph is just really, really powerful. He can bounce and protect our ulti. He can bounce our Searcher. He can bounce he can bounce my opponent's stuff, blockers, get stuff out of the way. Super versatile, super useful card. It's a 1k counter and a 6k attack. Very powerful mid-game card. Very useful in this deck. Has a million uses. If you play blue, you understand why Zeph is just so good. And you can choose to trash. You don't have to trash, which is great. Ulti is a great 1k that gives us an early attacker that helps us clear out early games from opponents, or to save stuff, because FYI, she has the ability to bounce anything that's 2 or under. So if I want to get a 1k back into my hand and my Searcher's been sitting on the field for forever, I can attack with ulti and bounce that Searcher back to my hand. I can either replay the Searcher to get something, or I have the Searcher as a 1k because all I need is a 1k. Also allows me to get through like choppers and stuff like that on attacks. I can just bounce them. And it's just good into red. Red, like I said, red going down, ultis might get taken out, though I have very much enjoyed ulti in this list, and ulti will be looking to potentially be in a couple of other blue lists that I might make in the future. We run 3 of the 10-drop Kaido, the Blue Kaido. Just a really great late-game bomb. Very hard for people to deal with once he's on board, and he resets the tempo on my opponent's side quite often. Very relevant ability, and very strong card. Sasaki is just another 2k counter. If I wanted to, I could put in the Animal Kingdom searching package. If I really wanted to, I'm not going to, but Sasaki is somebody who could be searchable. On top of that, if I end up with just 2 stinker hands in a row and I have a Sasaki, I can just drop them and just say, all right, we're resetting my hand, and I have a person, I only have to stick 1 Dawn on to get an attack off. That's not the worst, and it could potentially save me from 2 terrible mulligan-worthy hands. Crocodile. Crocodile is the reason that you run Blurple, is just because this card allows you to heal. On play, Dawn -2, heal yourself. It's good. It's good. It's the reason you run Blurple Croc, and this is the card. Like, I could say Miss All Sunday. People rave about Miss All Sunday. I kind of am starting to hate Miss All Sunday, though the draw power is relevant. The aspect of the fact that she has no counter on her makes her very annoying. Out of life, I love her. Out of hand, I hate her. Is kind of the feeling I'm getting at, because most of the time, the way that this deck plays, I don't have enough tempo early on to play her on curve and feel the best. So it's a little bit funky, but she does still fit in. Crocodile, on the other end, feels great. I can play him on curve. I can wait until I'm on 10 Dawn. It doesn't matter. He feels good. Basically, whenever I need to drop him, he feels pretty good usually. Miss All Sunday, I just kind of talked about her. Out of life, feels great. Out of hand, feels okay. Most of the time, though, she's actually just fodder that I can toss into Gum Gum Rain, and I don't feel that bad about. Valentine allows me to search, either gets me 2Ks in the cases of these, lets me find my blockers, let me find this one, let me find Crocodile if I need a late turn. Solid card, and it's a 1K at worst. Gum Gum Rain, we've already kind of talked about this. This is a 3K on cards that normally don't have any counter. So if I have dead cards in hand, this just cycles them and gives me 3K. It is very relevant. A lot of people like to swing for 7. This puts me at 8. Stops that from being a problem. 3000 Worlds, solid blue removal. Everybody runs it. You should know why. Bounce anything 5 or less back to the bottom of their deck. Removes a problem. And out of life, you can get rid of sticky blockers if you're trying to go for lethal. Red Rock does the same thing, except it hits anything. Oddly enough, this has always constantly been hitting a lot of blockers early on that I don't like against other blue matchups. This is constantly just hitting their Miss All Sundays if I'm against a Croc. It's just so funny that this hits Miss All Sunday. I think yesterday, me and my opponent both bounced 2 Miss All Sundays each, using nothing but Red Rocks to do it. It was really funny. It was just coincidental, but it was just pretty funny, and it was interesting. Card is very valuable outside of that, but it's just, that's one of the usages of it, and it's real funny to me. Dragon Twister is a stud of a card. Out of life, this thing gets rid of a 6 cost or less. Insane. And on defense, it can still get rid of early 1 drops, which was great against red, or it's just 4K in a battle, which can save a lot of things. Its secondary effect doesn't go off that often, but it can, and that's where I think that this card is just good. This card is just solid, and if I have 1 Dawn on my Crocodile and 2 Dawn open, it's just a save myself from damage, draw card. It's a good card, and I can recycle it, so I like it. This is just a repeat of Gum Gum Rain, just in purple. I didn't have 4 Gum Gum Rains in either way, just 3 and 2. It doesn't really matter the split you do on them. They're the exact same card. This one gives you a Dawn. This one returns a character, so, I mean, if you value having the Dawn more in this deck, which you could, because you do have some Dawn minus effects here or there, but, I mean, you could do it. This one, just out of life, you could bounce a 2 cost to their hand, so if they have a really low to the ground blocker, you could bounce it. Most of the time, you're just putting this to hand to have a block. So let's get into playing this deck, guys. I really have been loving this deck, so hopefully we get a fun matchup. We're going to do 1 matchup here. We're just going to drop into randoms. Let's go to this one. Quick join. Ooh, that is loud. At least on my end, it sounds loud. I don't know if it is on y'all's. I turned up my mic, or my headset for myself. Alright, so we're against a Rebecca, which means we really want a 2-drop here. This is fine. We are going first. I'd prefer to have an ulti, but I think we're going to keep it. I think we could do worse, because this isn't that bad. So, oh, they're going first. They chose to go first, really, is Rebecca. For some reason, a lot of my opponents really like to go first versus me, and I don't understand as to why. It allows me to grab this early. We will take Miss All Sunday. It just kind of feel bad putting Croc to bot, but yeah, we'll return it as that. I mean, we're going to dig through our deck pretty heavily in the mid-game here, so we'll see how this goes. I do apologize if any of the ways that I play on Sim tilts people. I've been told by a couple people, why don't you automate certain things, and I'm pretty new to Sim. I prefer paper, but it's how I play it. Okay, so he's just searching, and then searching again. He's just really filling hand here. Just fine by me. Draw a card. Draw Dawn. Seeing as we have 2 of these, I think the play that we're going to make is actually deploying this, activating, getting an extra Dawn, so that we can start really rushing stuff out. 7. Will that ramp be meaningful? We'll find out. Opponent does a 2k. He has to get a 1k. Not a typical Rebecca. Maybe he's trying to test for what he hopes to be when the bans hit. Interesting. Interesting choice. On play and when attacking. Oh, you know what? That's a card that I think should be played more. Because it's a -2 on play and on attack. Wait, I like that. I don't know why I haven't... whatever. I haven't considered running that. Now, there you go, guys. I watch a Rebecca deck, and now I'm like, oh, wait a second. Let's deploy. We get a draw. He is going to clear my Miss All Sunday. Don't really have anything, so we're just going to keep swinging life, man. See if we can eat some cards. Alrighty, in turn. So, Orlumbus is going to pop here. He's going to drop a Leo popper. Yeah. Here it comes. Oh, or Kyros. That works too, yeah. I mean, we have the answer for Kyros still in hand here, so that's fine. My ulti doesn't get delayed while Orlumbus is there. We might want to get rid of the Orlumbus here. We just block. No block. Do this. Resolve attack. Draw. Draw Dawn. Alright, so we're at 10. We really want to get rid of this Orlumbus, though. We can eat a card out of his hand to do it. Kind of beating a couple cards out of his hand here. All right, so we're gonna try to clear Orlumbus with just an attack, get cards out, and then we're gonna drop Kaido. Perfect, that's fine. We hit a 2k. That we're okay with this. Deploy the Kaido, bounce and bounce, end the turn. So because we got there so far ahead of him, like he's just getting his turn 9 and we already are at 10, which we just want to start putting the pressure there. Okay, cool. He's wasting a turn to do that. Replaying this. Draw a card. Bum bum. Bum 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 bum. I'll do this, bounce. Do not trash. We want to deploy an ulti. 7. So far, we are rebuilding tempo. We're putting stuff back in his hand, which is fine. We're getting so many 2Ks. Enter, which is great. Like, he has tons of cards here. What the heck? He's running this? All right, he's got some interesting things for sure. All right, so he's just gonna try to clear out stuff. So 8 at Zeph, or 8 at ulti first. 9 at Zeph. All right. Yeah, no block. Resolve attack. You get my Zeph. Are you gonna restand your Luffy and then swing him so that he can't unstand? He can't restand on your turn. Yes, he is. Or is he just restanding to save him? So if he restands to save him, nope. No block. That's fine. Resolve your attack. Whatever, bud. Alright, so we can bop this to hand, right? God, so many cards. Gives me 8, so we need a 2K, which we've eaten a decent chunk of his 2Ks, but he's got plenty of 1Ks in hand, right? We're about to give him another one. So we just swing the 8 here. See if we eat the blocker then. Okay. We have how much left? 7? Deploy. And turn. It's fine. We're okay. We're in an okay spot. Not an exactly ideal spot, but not at a bad spot either. Okay, so he's doing that. That's kind of odd choicing. Are you not going to stand your Luffy back up? Because if he doesn't stand his Luffy back up... I mean, he could. He just wouldn't have enough cards. I mean, he'd have to activate Rebecca again. So he has an activator this turn. So, I mean, he could do it. Okay, so their Sabo protected got rid of 3,000 worlds. Really interesting choice. There's his Orlumbus. And you still have to KO your guys. Oh, he doesn't. That's how that interaction works? That's kind of cool. Cool. So... how do we get a draw off this? Can we? Doing math in head here. There's not really a way to get a draw off of this. I get 3 Resin Worlds to Sabo. You need a 2K. You need 2 2Ks, right? 9 over. Need a 2K and a 1K. I think we just gotta clear the Luffy. Just do 11. See if he tries to fucking dump his hand to save the Luffy. Because that would tell me he has nothing, but... That's... It doesn't develop. It's probably not the optimal play. There's probably other plays we can make. But I would rather get rid of the current threat and make him have to reestablish a threat than dealing with the Luffy there. Okay, this is Sabo number 2. He has 1 in yard, I thought. I might have bottomed him. Jesus, Rebecca, is that what happened? Blocker galore. Alright. Orlumbus coming in for 7. I'll block. Resolve attack. Do we want to use the trigger here? Yeah, because we can start clearing his dudes out. So he needs 2 cards to save his Sabo, or 3 cards to save Orlumbus. So he just sacks the Sabo. Leaves us with 7. Enter. We're doing okay. I mean, we are losing on cards at this point, I think. I mean, he's burnt out quite a bit. He needs to drop a Luffy and be able to do things. So, I mean, he could drop a Luffy here, try to clear my blocker. He can Orlumbus pop the Leo if he has a second Leo or another Leo. Or he can 3,000 Worldser. That works too, I guess. He just dumped a Gum Gum Rain. He jumped 2 Gum Gum Rains? Excuse me? So his Con Guns he dropped 2 of, and he didn't attack. Okay. Huh? I'm confused. So he wants me to go face. Interesting. Ah, damn. Oh well. I already put it on him. Six of face. So his Luffy's must be in life or something, because he's not hitting a Luffy. There's his Luffy. So you have to stick all 3 to get 1k above? So now you go even. Interesting. You're gonna... Alright. I'm confused. Yeah, I know you're putting 7 cards back, but like... That's just a really bad attack. Man, I still have not hit a red rock, which is kind of insane, to be honest. And then he 2Ks the Sabo. Yeah. Take out the Sabo. So let's see. He's gonna try to Luffy into my... So I mean, like, I know his Luffy wants to go face here, possibly, but his Kong Gun's got put in yard, so at best he has a Kong Gun or two here that he's digging for. He's minusing on her. Okay, you're gonna drop another... Yeah. We take those. Which is fine, we can just dump that. You gonna stick 4 on here and attack? Did he play Kong Gun? On Luffy. Ah. I see. Use card action. One of these. Drop this card. Huh? Did I math this wrong somehow? 2-2 puts me to 9. This gives me... Oh, this only gives 4, not 6. What am I doing? Oh, this was stupid of me. A draw. He's gonna restand it, swing again. So he's not gonna have... Do you just gotta kill my crocodile there? No. Unblockers, resolve attack. No trigger. No trigger. That's fine. He doesn't have a Luffy, so... 2 videos. Cool. Have your radio block. That's fine. Second radio block. Nope, you eat it. It's a long, grindy game, guys. I didn't think I was going to hit Rebecca to do this, so sorry that this is the case, that this became a 30-minute video because I'm grinding out a Rebecca. Or attempting to grind out a Rebecca. Huh? There's no shot you're trying this again, dude. Use a card action. Send back a Dawn. Get rid of a red rock. Cancel. No blocker. 1k. Resolve attack. He's going for it. He's going for it again. He's like, there's no way he's got a second thing to keep him alive. Like, literally any of my cards will answer this card. No. No blocker. Discard action. Solve attack. Alright, so he gets lucky. Attack life. Attack life. Take out your Luffy. Crocodile. I'm loving this shit, dude. This is so fun. I mean, it's taken a long time, and I've stopped commentating nearly as much, so it may be not as entertaining as it could be. But that's 3 Luffy's dead. There's probably some down here. He's dug a ton. He's probably hit... well, I know he's hit deeper than he had before, so he's got another Luffy, but he's out of red rocks. Alright, so he dug. Dropping 2 Luffys. He wants the blocker bad. 3,000 World's my blocker. Cool. You come and face with that? Nope, you're searching more. Let's not use either. No blocker, use this, getting rid of ulti, use card action, solve attack. So Zeph doesn't get us through it. Neither does that. Attack 9. Attack 9. Come on, you gotta have a lot of 1Ks in hand here. mean, we haven't seen a Truno yet, technically, I guess, so... Now you need a 1K. And then we stop his attack. I mean, there's your 1K. So we need to leave 7, so we can only put 3 on you. 8's a pretty good number, though. We Zeph, pop this back to hand so he can't attack life. Let's see, save him. End turn. Like, there's nothing he can do to clear this. Like, he does not have enough to clear this. Okay, good for you. I still have 2 attacks that are bigger than what you can block. This only gives me a 4K. Alright, no blocker. Resolve attack. You get him. I still have 2 attacks that you cannot do anything against. Just because I want to cycle and see if I get a more usable card here. I mean, if this was actually a 1K or a 2K, he survives, but, you know, it's whatever. Oof. 2, 3, 4, 10. I mean, you have to have 3 2Ks in hand to stop this. Yeah. GG's, man. And that's how Blue Purple Croc works, guys. Hopefully you guys find this video fun to watch. Maybe you guys can engage with it more. I was trying to give you guys at least a little showcase of what I like about this deck. And we just beat what's considered one of the meta decks. Yeah, he had a little bit of fringiness to it, but I mean, it wasn't that off the wall, to be honest. So hopefully you guys enjoy the deck. Hopefully you give it a try. If you do, leave some comments down below. Let me know how you guys are finding the deck. Maybe if you can fine-tune it yourself, kind of have some ideas. I'd love to hear some ideas. And hopefully I see you guys in the next video. Until then, have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye, guys.